Hello, every pony. Corpulent Brony here. About 3 weeks ago, I posted my 100 subscriber special video. If you haven't yet seen it, be sure to check it out. Towards the end of that video, I welcomed any questions you may have had. Surprisingly, some of you actually had something to ask me. Before I begin answering your questions, I wanted to give every pony a quick update. In the last 3 weeks, my moment with Dr. Wolf was posted, and as a result, my subscriber count has increased a small bit. I'm very thankful to all the cool new associates of the Corpulent cartel. You are among a group of the smartest and hippest ponies on the YouTubes. Since I last rapped at y'all, I've released my analysis of the Journal of the Two Sisters, a silly pony music video of Give and Take Spaghetti song performance, and a Bronal-exploitation of recent Vita drama via some cheap editing of Viva Amatunli Grevery's awesome new video about fishing. Also, I just finished my video analyzing Angel Bunny and his perception in the Brony fandom. It isn't posted yet, but should be around the end of the month on another, more well-known Brony's YouTube channel. I will post a placeholder video here with a link as soon as it is live. So, next, I will actually begin in earnest the research behind the promised analysis concerning episode timing. It appears I was already trumped by RL Yoshi, who released a video attempting to explain the Season 1 timeline. Although there were some good points made, their analysis also featured a few gaping holes, so I think my take on it will still be quite relevant. So stay tuned. There are some other projects and maybe even collaborations that should be coming out soon, plus likely some podcasts here and there. By their nature, these types of things take some time, so I don't really want to tease them too much right now. Okay, now on to the answers to the wonderful questions all of you asked. The first 13 questions? What the fuck? 13 questions? Yeah. Anyway, they're from the Mare Friend. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, let's see what we got here, shall we? Okay, the first question she asked was, why do you like the Mare Friend so much? Well, she's a very smart, hilarious, and awesome person. I get along with her so well on so many different levels, and we really think alike. Our brains are almost like in sync, and which is kind of scary because I think a little crazy sometimes, and sometimes she outmatches me there. So what's not to like, really? Next, she asked, why are you so obsessed with M.O.? Well, I don't think I am particularly obsessed with Missouri. I mean, I've been there quite a few times for some reason, probably more than most states in which neither I nor any close friends or relatives have ever lived. Its location near the center of the country and my predilection towards travel probably has much to do with it. An interesting story, actually, I've had to stop in St. Louis quite a few times, unexpectedly on plane rides, where I've actually had to spend the night there because for no dumb reason except that plane was late on a red eye. I've also driven through Missouri probably 5 or 6 times from one side to the other on my many cross-country travels. But yeah, I'm not obsessed with Missouri, but I guess it is a cool state. Next, she asks, are you a virgin yourself? Well, a gentleman does not kiss and tell, nor do I believe it's appropriate to answer such a deeply personal question in this format. It's a silly question to ask, though, as you would know better than any pony. Next, she asks, why do you think Gummy is best pet? He is the most unique pet of them all, I do agree. I've always liked gators, and he is cute as a button. It's fun to watch him blink. If you watch him, you see one eye goes and then the other eye. It really does remind me somewhat of real alligators. And he really does seem to exist on like an entirely different level. Everyone says Pinkie Pie exists on this higher plane or perhaps alternate reality, and it seems to me that Gummy is either right there with her or perhaps a little further away sometimes, and if you look deep into his eyes. Plus, I've got to say, Alicorn Gummy will be the best pet princess in Season 5. Next, she asks, why haven't you asked your viewership to send in their extra keychains? Well, the Mare Friend here is referring to her keychain collection, one of the largest in the southeastern United States. If you want to see the size of it, she posts regularly on her LiveJournal. I've put a link into the description for you. And yes, LiveJournal is still around, and she is always accepting new keychains for her collection. Next, she asked, is the erosion of feminism through purity culture good or bad? I have no idea what you are asking, so I'm afraid I'm ill-equipped to respond. Like most, I'm generally not a big fan of militant feminism. That is the type that insists on burning their bras, spelling woman with a Y, or allowing girls to attend secondary school. Next she asks, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? Ich sage voraus, ein Land, das Deutsch spricht, wird gewinnen. Her next question is, if you could travel everywhere in the world, but in return you would never be able to watch MLP again, would you do it? I love to travel, as I've mentioned already, but I also love ponies, so this is a very difficult question. If I could travel everywhere in the world for at least 4 years, and money would not be an object, then I would give up MLP in a heartbeat. After all, I've gotten a lot out of ponies, and who knows if they'll even still be around in 4 years. But 4 years of travel would be freaking awesome, and the life experiences I'd gain from such a time would be irreplaceable. Even irreplaceable by ponies. Okay, continuing on, she continues asks, what are your thoughts about moist, cool animal noses? Okay, the mare friend likes noses a lot, but I don't really think about animal noses that much. I guess they're okay, of course. They're good for breathing and smelling. It's a bit of an odd question, though. So next she asks, why is Ariel your favorite Disney princess? This is an easy one. Because she couldn't talk. Seriously, I don't think Ariel gets a lot of love nowadays. Plus, that reggae singing crab was awesome too, am I right? The Disney movie of my childhood. Under the Sea. Next she asks, why do you have such bad taste in books? I'm afraid I must disagree with the premise of your question. To the contrary, my taste in books is quite extraordinary. Okay, the mare friend continues asking questions with another one. She asks, what are the most interesting things your rat babies have done? I can't really recall a single incident. They're always doing interesting things. If you watch them for 5 minutes, you are sure to have the most entertaining 5 minutes you could have in front of a rat cage. That's my guarantee. Next she asks, why haven't you done a public service video warning them to be considerate of differently abled baby fishes? Okay, I do have a baby fish who has a back problem. We got his mom about a year ago, and he was born shortly thereafter. As far as we could tell, he was the only child his mother had, who shortly died thereafter. Not too long into his development, we did notice he had some sort of a strange back problem. Here's some pictures of him. This is where I request that you please be considerate of differently abled baby fishes. The more you know. Okay, those are all the Mare Friends questions. So let's continue on with all the other questions I received. The next one here is from Thor Summoner Zero, who asked, I was interested in the parts you sung alone to in Fuzog's song. Parts that I would have never sung along to myself because I prefer other parts. People, eh? Yes, indeed. People. I never even knew there were other parts of the song that were singable. But after listening to it again, I see that you are totally right. Thor Summoner Zero then asked another follow-up question. Is that an invitation? Let me know before you drop on by, but you gotta be ready to dance and sing. A Bit Silly Pony asked, is that a hamster in the background? Actually, those are my pet rats. The Mare Friend adopted a rat from a shelter around Christmas, and then we met a surprise on New Year's Day, when we found 8 brand new babies. So yeah, buy 1 rat and get 8 free. Actually, one of the babies did not make it. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Okay. But in order to prevent further babies, we had to separate the males once they became of age. So I took them, and now they're my little rat babies. Only, as you can see, not quite so little anymore. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. You too. Yeah. This one's name is Honker. And this one's name is Smello. And there's one more, the white rat. His name is Muzzle, but he's a little camera shy. But there you go. Get to get a bit of a closer look at them. Yeah, there they are. Aren't they cute? Okay, guys. Back in the cage. The next question is from Alex Hornsby, who asked, will you ever do something concerning Fallout Equestria? I really would like to do a video on Fallout Equestria. I like the story, but I must admit the most amazing thing about it was its length. To write a fan fiction with no remuneration of this length and complexity is truly astounding. I'd love to review it or analyze it, but to be honest, in order to do it justice, I'd probably have to go back and read it all over again analytically, taking notes. My first reading was for pleasure, and it took me a couple months. Doing it analytically would probably take at least 6 months, and the resulting video would also probably be at least an hour long. But tell you what, Alex, if you have a good mic and you want to do a video with me about it, maybe we could set something up. Maybe some sort of question and answer or just discussion. Shall Music FX asked, what are your most and least favorite episodes of the series? You only have to do one for each. And why? My most favorite, hands down right now, has to be Twilight's Kingdom. Obviously, this episode was amazingly spectacular, featuring Twilight Sparkle, Best Pony. It was an epic battle, of course. The songs, I know the songs get a lot of hate, but I gotta tell you, You'll Play Your Part was an amazing song. I loved the animation during it, especially towards the beginning. I know they did do some cheap stuff later on. I love the music. I really enjoyed the singing portion of Twilight's lyrics towards the beginning. The whole song was pretty touching, and I really, really dug that song a lot. And then Let the Rainbow Remind You was a wonderful song to wrap up the season and to wrap up the storyline of the keys and the box. It was just a great song. And it was a great episode. There were just so many feels in it, and there were so many hidden things, and there was the whole G1 T-Rex coming back. There was the whole mention of Scorpion. Okay, I could go on for hours, and in fact, I did go on for probably like 30 minutes or 20 minutes in my first video where I looked at the episode, and then my second video where I looked specifically at T-Rex Magic. So if you want a little more in depth about why I love that episode so much, I'd recommend watching one or both of those. Now, least favorite episode. I honestly don't really have a very obvious answer to this, except unless Equestria Girls counts as an episode. But seriously, my least favorite episode might be Magical Mystery Cure. Now, before you go crazy on me, you have to understand that not only is it maybe my least favorite episode, but I also love this episode. There are just some parts that drive me crazy, and I really do want to get my thoughts out about this episode in a proper episode analysis, because surprisingly enough, there are a lot of things about this episode that I haven't yet seen other Brony analysts touch on with the same thoughts and feelings that I have. I just feel so alone. But really, that episode was great. It had some wonderful feels in it. It had some wonderful moments in it. When Twilight gets sent to that celestial plane where Celestia is, and she gets her wings, it's just a really touching moment. And to see all the moments of her past and of the past 3 seasons float by as she's walking down that sort of hallway with Celestia, with that wonderful music playing in the background. Man, I mean, that gets me every time. And to hear, to see the coronation ceremony again. Hell, even the True True Friend song before all that happens. I can't even listen to it today and not cry. So yeah, it is a wonderful episode, but at the same time, there are some huge plot holes in it, which my understanding from hearing some things that happened in the background and the production of that episode are really to be expected. My least favorite, but also kind of my, it's a pretty good episode too. Finally, Sweetie Bloom did not ask me the following questions. What is your name? My name is Corpulent Brony. What is your quest? Well, I quest to attain horse fame, so I may win this game, so my name is the one you blame when you need some pony to defame! Or something like that. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is purple. I'd also like to answer, before finishing, a question that I'm not sure anyone has asked, but you probably will be asking it. What is up with your freaking eye? I have a medical condition I've had since birth called amblyopia, which basically means wandering eye. and I'm pretty much blind out of this eye. I cannot really see anything out of it. And it does tend to sort of wander of its own volition sometimes. It is especially pronounced when I'm tired. And I was up until 5 a.m. last night recording a podcast for Australia, which of course I will mention whenever it gets posted on YouTube. And as a result, I am tired this morning. Actually, as a result, I'm tired this afternoon. So my eye's probably wandering a little more than usual. I apologize if it's distracting any pony. Those are all the questions I received, and even a few bonus ones I didn't receive. If yours wasn't answered here, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I will reply there. Or you can save it for whenever I'm bored enough to make another Q&A invitation video. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate every pony who took the time to send in some questions, and I hope my answers were to your pleasing. If not, let me know in the comments below, and I can clarify any of my answers. See you later, every Brony. Oh, I hope that it worked. I do not want to record that all over again, and again, and again, like my last video. That was done live. Oh my god.